I think for founders listening, they should be very careful about making that same hire of someone who's just with no experience, because you have the wisdom, you have the experience, you are going to train them, right? For a founder who doesn't have your 10 years of sales experience and wisdom and kind of expertise, that's a dangerous game, right? Because what would you train them, right? Like, I think that's really risky. And so I'm
I agree.
imagining you would agree. You can disagree. I
No,
didn't
no,
know
I
that one.
agree.
I'll let.
And I also think probably people, if you're hiring salespeople, people tend to hire on funny, unusual things as well. I'd be much more interested in hiring someone based on habits. Are you someone who can build repeatable, predictable habits over time?
So that's my question: is what were the the second question was, what were the qualities of those five folks, and maybe that you've stuck with if you continue hiring people without experience? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so there's a thing around habits is an important one. Are you someone who can stick to habits and keep them and be predictable? I don't
How do
want
you
kind of
measure? How do
unpredictable.
you measure that?
Well, you're basically looking for how they approach things in their own life. So a common thing at the minute is if you're someone who's part of maybe TikTok culture, you might be someone who watches a video on a get rich quick scheme, tries it out, and then doesn't work. I try the next thing, doesn't work, try the next thing. So you've then built a habit. It's not necessarily a good, reliable habit, but it's a habit of when things don't work, I quit.
Okay.
So then, right, that's something that we explore for. The other thing is habits around emotional resilience or kind of baseline.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for what is the habit when you're pushed. So normally me and my director play a somewhat good cop, bad cop game. And what are the habits that you revert back to? And then we might repeat that conversation somewhere else in the interview process and
Okay.
see, is that something that you push back on again? So what is the habit that you build around having difficult conversations? And then also we do some role plays that are based on kind of real life scenarios. So an example that I give that sometimes gets people's back up is I do a role play of we're at the pub, at the bar, having a drink, you're my friend, and I'm worried that my wife's going to leave me. That's the role play. And what I'm
Okay.
looking for is the habits around what kind of questions do you ask? Are you a curious person? How long does it take you to start pitching me the ideal solution of how to fix my marriage? So I'm
Right.
looking at all these different routes of just what is part of your makeup as a person outside of sales. Anyone can do a sales interview. I'm interested in the guy that shows up on the first day.